The highly anticipated premiere of Squid Game Season 2 puts us back into the dark, twisted world of Squid Game. The episode, titled Bread and Lottery, sets the stage for a season filled with moral dilemmas, personal vendettas, and the unrelenting shadow of the games. The episode begins with a critical decision that shapes the entire plot of Season 2. At the airport, Gi-hun stands on the brink of leaving South Korea for a new life. However, his encounter with the recruiter and the weight of his past experiences pull him back. Haunted by the memories of the deadly games and the people he lost, Gi-hun chooses to stay and confront the organization responsible for the suffering. This choice is about justice and redemption. Gi-hun, once a man struggling with personal failures and guilt, now carries the burden of exposing the truth and preventing others from falling victim to the games. This decision marks a transformation in his character, from a passive participant to an active force against the system that nearly destroyed him. Over the next 2 years, Gi-hun's journey is marked by determination and desperation. He immerses himself in the shadows of society, following every lead to uncover the network behind the games. His search isn't just physical, it's deeply emotional. Each clue brings him closer to the answers he seeks, but also reopens old wounds, forcing him to relive the trauma of the games. To aid in his mission, Gi-hun turns to Mr. Kim, a figure from his past who once represented the very greed and corruption Gi-hun now fights against. Mr. Kim, a former loan shark, is initially an unexpected ally. Their partnership is born out of necessity rather than trust, as Gi-hun recognizes that Mr. Kim's street smarts and connections could be valuable. This alliance highlights a key theme of the episode: how survival can create unexpected bonds. Both men have been shaped by the games in different ways. Gi-hun as a survivor seeking justice, and Mr. Kim as someone forced to confront his own moral failings. Together, they represent the blurred lines between good and bad, showing that in the face of a common enemy, even the most unlikely individuals can find common ground. Gi-hun's journey is not just about dismantling the organization, but also about reclaiming his humanity. His decision to work with Mr. Kim reflects his growth as a character. He no longer sees the world in black and white. Instead, he understands the complexity of human nature and the power of redemption. This mission also serves as a way for Gi-hun to honor the memories of those who died in the games. By continuing to fight, he keeps their stories alive, turning his survivors' guilt into a driving force for change. His journey highlights the resilience of the human spirit and the lengths to which someone will go to protect others from suffering. As Gi-hun and Mr. Kim work together to track down the recruiter, the stakes grow higher. Their journey is not without peril, as they navigate a world where every move is watched and danger lurks around every corner. The episode foreshadows the challenges ahead, from the psychological toll on Gi-hun to the physical risks they face in confronting an organization that thrives on secrecy and fear. Gi-hun's investigation brings him face to face with the recruiter, the same man who initially drew him into the deadly games. This encounter peels back the layers of the recruiter's sadistic nature, revealing his role not just as a scout for the games, but as someone who thrives on manipulating the weak. His latest scheme is horrifyingly simple yet deeply cruel. He persuades homeless individuals to play a game involving bread and lottery tickets. At first glance, the game might seem like an act of charity, giving the homeless a chance to win food or money. But as the rules unfold, the darker reality emerges. The bread is often stale or inedible, and the lottery tickets almost always lead to empty promises or humiliation. The recruiter's mocking demeanor and the despair of his victims turn the game into a spectacle of suffering. This new game serves as a grim reflection of the Squid Games themselves. It strips participants of their dignity and reinforces their powerlessness, mirroring the larger themes of exploitation and dehumanization that define the series. Just as the Squid Games targeted society's financially desperate individuals, the bread and lottery game preys on the homeless, those already at the very bottom of the social hierarchy. Through these scenes, the series drives home its critique of systemic inequality. The recruiter's actions highlight how easily the powerful can manipulate and exploit the vulnerable for their amusement. It's a stark commentary on the ways society often turns a blind eye to the suffering of its most marginalized members. The recruiter's cruelty is not just a matter of cruelty. It reveals a deeply cynical worldview. By forcing the homeless to participate in degrading games, he seems to be testing a personal theory that humanity, when stripped of its comforts and privileges, will always betray its own values for survival. This twisted ideology becomes even more apparent when the recruiter confronts Gi-hun. He openly admits to viewing life as a meaningless game, shaped by power and chance. His latest game is an extension of this belief, designed to mock the very idea of human dignity. Junho becomes an important character, adding more tension to the story. After falling at the end of Season 1, he was thought to be dead, but it turns out he survived. However, his return isn't a victory. He's now stuck doing simple traffic duty in the police, showing how far he's fallen. Still, he is determined to uncover the truth behind the Squid Game. Junho investigates the games in secret, showing how resourceful and dedicated he is. He teams up with a fisherman who once saved his life, adding more mystery to his search. This fisherman, who knows a lot about the sea, helps Junho gather crucial information. Their investigation runs alongside Gi-hun's journey, linking their fates as they both get closer to discovering the truth about the games. While Gi-hun's motivations come from seeking justice and revenge for those lost in the games, Junho's journey is more personal, tied to family and betrayal. Both men want to find the truth, but they approach it differently. Gi-hun is driven by the trauma from his experience, while Junho is motivated by a need to face his personal past and the dark reality of the Squid Game. This difference creates an interesting dynamic between them as they pursue their own paths for answers. The tension reaches its breaking point when the recruiter captures Mr. Kim and his associate, dragging them into a deadly game of Russian roulette. This game is not just a contest of chance. It's a terrifying blend of control and cruelty. With each pull of the trigger, life and death hang in the balance, and the haunting strains of Nessun Dorma playing in the background amplify the surreal horror of the moment. The operatic music contrasts sharply with the brutality of the scene, making it both beautiful and deeply unsettling. In a surprising turn of events, Mr. Kim sacrifices himself to save his associate. This act of selflessness is unexpected, given his past as a ruthless loan shark driven by greed and self-interest. His choice to put another person's life before his own reveals a new depth to his character, showing that even those with flawed pasts are capable of redemption. It's a powerful reminder that in the darkest moments, humanity can still shine through. Gi-hun steps into the spotlight, confronting the recruiter in the most intense showdown of the episode. The stakes couldn't be higher. One wrong move could mean his death. The recruiter, confident and unshaken, uses the moment to expose his dark philosophy. He reveals that he killed his own father during the games, a shocking confession that underlines his belief in the meaninglessness of life and the worthlessness of humanity. This moment not only defines the recruiter's character, but also serves as a mirror for Gi-hun's resolve. Where the recruiter sees despair and nihilism, Gi-hun clings to hope and the belief that change is possible. A hollow victory against all odds, Gi-hun wins the deadly game, but his victory feels far from relieving. The recruiter, true to his twisted ideals, takes his own life. His suicide leaves behind a sense of emptiness, as Gi-hun realizes that even winning doesn't erase the pain or the trauma he has endured. The recruiter's death feels more like an escape than a resolution, leaving Gi-hun with unanswered questions and a heavy psychological burden. This episode was a perfect return to the Squid Game universe. It balances action with emotional moments, setting the stage for a season filled with twists and moral dilemmas. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.